slowly and gently. You can start your journey back to your physical awareness. The awareness that has been teaching you so much. You can pay your gratitude and express your gratitude to the Mother Earth, to Mother Nature, to the light beings and the angels, to the universe and to the source. And most importantly, your breath. Express your gratitude to the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom. And once you have done that, you can come back to your physical awareness. And you can open your eyes gently with a beautiful smile on your face. Namaste, everybody. Hope you had a peaceful and calming short meditation today. I hope you all are with me. You are here in this physical world. You all are here with me for the session. And I welcome you all with another exciting session. Why exciting? Because there is so much that we all are going to learn from this. And why this topic? And you might have heard so many masters talking about the core wounds and how to discover them. Why these core wounds are important is because, it is because of these core wounds that the inner work starts. And unless and until we entrain our brains, we entrain our mind to actually understand the pattern, to actually understand what these core wounds are, our inner work, our inner journey is absolutely incomplete. I have taken this kind of a session in the past as well, but I want to reiterate because this is a very important aspect of spirituality, and because this is an A to Z of spirituality series, I think it is very important for me to reiterate, to entrain our mind, and to tell ourselves that core wounds and to discover these core wounds is very, very, very important aspect of our lives. So when we talk about the core wounds, friends, so the core wounds or the wounds are there in everybody. They are not a special segment of the society who just has the core wounds. Everybody has. You talk to anyone, everybody has that core wound inside. But the thing is that we are not able to uncover it. We are not able to discover it because we don't know what is the way. So I'm going to again tell you what is exactly the way of uncovering and discovering your core wounds and what you can do with these wounds. How can you heal them or transform them? So this session is all about that. So first, we need to understand how these core wounds come. So first of all, everybody knows it is because of the belief systems that we have that these wounds come to us. It is because of what belief has been inculcated in us through the conditioning, be it the parental conditioning, be it the conditioning by your friends, your family, your school, whatever, conditioning. So it becomes somewhere the wound. That is the reason why it contributes. That particular childhood contributes a lot in the faulty self-image of yours. What sort of image are you creating at that time of your own self, continues in your adulthood as well. Now, when we talk about the Christian teachings, there was one article that I was reading in which it was said that even in Christian teachings, there is a mention of these core wounds, and they call it as original sin. So, why do they call it as original sin? It's because, why is it original? It's because it is deeply rooted. These core wounds are deeply rooted, and these have been coming from generations together. That is the reason sometimes it happens. We also feel that generational guilt, that generational anger, rage, frustration. So it is not just that I'm talking about these core wounds that are here in the current past of yours, but it is coming from your past incarnations as well, from the generations together, from your ancestors. Because you believe it or you don't believe it, you have your DNA, which you have taken from the ancestors. So whatever ancestors also feel, a little amount of that feeling, that emotion, you are also carrying with you. That's why we always say that we are the continuation of our ancestors. Why do we say that? It's because we are continuing their DNA. And in that DNA, whatever they are carrying, we are also carrying a speck of that. So if my ancestor was carrying rage and anger so many, maybe thousands of years ago, I will carry that little one speck of rage also, because it was in her or his DNA. Secondly is your current past. That is your childhood. How your childhood had been. Why do we always say that, formative years have to be very good, developing, the child has to learn this and all that stuff? Why do we say all these things? Because that is the time when an imprint is being put on the soul of the child. So when we take birth, at that time, we are very, very free, when we take birth, because at that time, there are no restrictions, there are no constraints, no matter what. There are no restrictions, no matter what. But as soon as there is a conditioning that starts happening, there are the restraints, there are the constraints that are being put by the parents on us. That is the time when we actually start losing our own identity, when we start losing our authentic self, because we are punished. We are punished for why we are punished? Because we want to show our authentic self, what is our true nature, and we can't do that. Because the parents say, no, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to, smile that way. You're not supposed to show your tummy that way. You're not supposed to eat this because you will get fat. So these are the things, they are not there when we take birth. We are like a clean slate. And slowly and gradually, when these seeds are sown in us, till the time we reach our adulthood, they become, full-grown trees. And then what happens in the adulthood? The major problem is we block ourselves, we suppress, we repress. And what we do is sometimes we start protecting ourselves in such a way that we block ourselves in such a way that we don't want to open ourselves up in front of the other people, because we feel scared that if we do that, if we let them cross that barrier, then they are going to hurt us because they have been doing it. And we don't want anybody hurting us. This is the major thing which comes here. It starts affecting your mind, your brain, your heart. And that is the reason why you might have seen that there's so many children who become so introverted. They don't want to talk to anybody because they feel if we talk to anyone, we will not be accepted in the society. So this repression, this suppression, all these kind of feelings and emotion, they start from our childhood, that is the current past, and the past life incarnations and the generations together. So many things. So what happens is, even though probably, because we think that we have protected ourselves by creating the wall, maybe for some people it might work, for some people it might protect them, but at the end of the day, what happens, friends, is we get trapped inside of our own emotions because we are repressing them, and we are not we actually lose our ability to experience any kind of true freedom, the authenticity in any kind of an relationship. The relationships become very fake. We are not able to experience that freedom in any field of our lives. Can you see how grave the impact of these core wounds are on us? But it is there. And unless we uncover them, unless we discover them, we will not be able to, go beyond this. We will not be able to psychologically or emotionally heal ourselves or transform ourselves, no matter how much we say that, oh, Sharoo, I have done a lot of inner work. No, you haven't. It takes ages and incarnations together to work on the core wounds. But if we are able to work on one core wound this incarnation, trust me, friends, your next incarnations will be absolutely better and good. In fact, your present right now, it's going to be beautiful. You will change, you will completely transform and change your world. Your present will be so beautiful that I cannot tell you. I'm not using the word future because I believe in present. My present has to be beautiful, and it will be beautiful only when I start working on my core wounds. So I have enlisted some, signs, you can say that, indicators, not even the signs, but the indicators that actually tell us that whether we have a core wound or not, because it is through my own experience, my life, and it is through the experiences of the other people who have taken the guidance of the angels through me. So I was able to learn about these core wounds. I was able to learn when I was doing past life regression of the people. So there was so much of learning that was happening, not only for them, but for me as well. So I enlisted few of the reasons that I'm going to share with you so that you also try to see whether it is relatable or whether you are able to relate it with that. Or is there any other core wound that you're talking about or you're thinking? Maybe you will just come up with some core wound all of a sudden in this session particularly. Maybe you discover yours, maybe. So number one, first indicator that I have realized as far as these core wounds are concerned is anybody who has that deep core wound, what will happen is that person will always seek for a relationship that will complete that person. Because I feel that I'm inadequate, or maybe I feel that I'm not good enough. So there is a lack inside of me, and I will keep searching for that one person in my life who will be what I want that person to be. So that I see that quality that I have been craving in myself, I would want to see that quality in the other person so that the other person completes me. This is the first major core wound that I discovered during my sessions. That people seek for their partners, people seek for their spouses, people seek for their friends, people seek for their parents like that also. So one of my friends, she was in school with me, and what I realized was because she had lost her father at a very young age. So what happened at that time? She was not able to do anything. She was not able to process her emotions at that time because she was very close to her father. But slowly and gradually, what happened was when she was about to get married, she wanted to get married to a guy who exactly looked like her father. I was stunned when she used to, you know, say these words in front of me that I want that guy, that husband of mine who has a similar feature like my father. I used to at that time ask her that, why do you want that? Because she used to just tell me, just because I want to see my father in him. And at that time, because I was still in my 11th or 12th standard, I never understood what she was talking about. I just thought that maybe she misses her dad so much. That is the reason maybe why she's seeking for that. But then after a few years, when she met with me, she told me that she got hold of that person in her life who looked like, be it the complexion or be it the features, who looked like her father. But then after some time, few years back, I think 4 or 5 years back, when I met with her, she was on the verge of taking the divorce. And she asked me that, what do I do? So the entire falsity of her marriage, it was absolutely based upon the fact that she was searching for her father in her husband, which was not possible. Obviously, it led to a lot of fights and arguments and unnecessary issues between the husband and the wife, and they came to that extent that they wanted divorce with each other. So that is very, very deep. That was something, that was the lesson that I learned from her, that, oh my God, this what she's talking about is a core wound which she has taken from the childhood, and it's still there when she is, she's still, in her 40s, and she's taking the divorce, but that wound is still there, and it is actually giving her so much of pain, and she's still searching for her father. That was the worst part. The second indicator that I feel, as far the core wound is concerned, if anybody of us has a core wound, is like, when we start feeling inadequate, when we feel that I am not enough, I'm incomplete, or I'm not being loved, I'm imperfect. So when these kind of feelings start gripping us, that is the time we have to understand that, yes, I do have a core wound inside of me, and I know I have to take care of that core wound, because if I don't do that today, this life is completely gone, and after that I don't know what sort of a life am I giving to my children, what sort of a life am I giving to my other life as well, because my soul is going to go with that imprint. Because trust me, friends, if the core wounds are not being identified, our soul always take that energy signature with us, and that is something which is a little scary for me. So I started working on my core wounds, as soon as I started understanding these core wounds. The third indicator is that people who have got the core wounds, they constantly feel that they will be abandoned or they will be betrayed. There's always a resentment towards the other people. And this was the issue that I used to deal with a lot, this abandonment issue or a betrayal issue. And unless I catered to it, I paid my attention to it, I understood it, till that time it wasn't gone. And I would not say that I've completely taken it out. I'm still working on it. And as I always say, that I'm work in progress. And I'm progressing. That's the best thing, that I'm progressing. I've not stopped that, okay, no, Sharoo has to stop because Sharoo is stuck somewhere. No. Sharoo has to work continuously 24/7 on herself so that she comes out of these core wounds of abandonment, which has been there in her life since so many incarnations together. So I don't stop, and nor should you. Then another indicator, which is very important, is, and you might have also noticed it in yourself or in some friends of yours, that people who have got chronic wounds, they will always have an anxiety issue. For example, I'll give you a very simple example. These kind of people will always, will always be scared of entering into any kind of a gathering. Why? Because they will always feel that maybe their friend will come over there and the friend is going to point out that particular thing inside of them which might pinch them. For example, if a person will come and say, oh God, how are you dressed? You don't even know how to, dress up properly. Because people don't know how to speak. So they will just say that their opinion, but they don't know how much impact it might have had on that person who's just standing in front of you. We just say the words. So that particular wound would be triggered, would be again alive. And because that person doesn't want to do that, the person will be so anxious of, attending any kind of parties or gathering or any kind of event. That person will get so nervous because deep down, she herself, because she's been self-critical, she herself knows that this is a wound inside of herself, which is there. Then another very important thing is that you keep repeating the same old mistakes again and again and again. You keep falling in the same pattern again and again and again. There is an habitual mindset that you have created, and you will keep repeating that pattern again and again. And unless and until that habit is broken, you'll keep falling into that pattern again and again. For example, in a relationship, if that relationship is very abusive, I have met so many ladies who want to get back to their husbands, even though they have not only verbally abused them, but physically also. But they want to fall into that pattern again and again because they feel that they have a responsibility. And one more problem that I have seen in women who are into spirituality, or any kind of a person who's into spirituality, is they start giving it a spiritual intonation. That is very scary because they feel that we have to work it through because this is the karma that we have created with this person, and we have to deal with this. Yes, absolutely. But karma never says that you have to stay with the person who's verbally abusing you or mentally abusing you. Probably your karma is telling you to stand your ground, or karma is telling you to have your own self-respect, because that is the lesson that you need to learn, which we don't, because we feel, no, if the spouse is there, and even if I am in a toxic relationship, I want to be in a toxic relationship, I want to continue in this toxic relationship, but I will not get out of this because in spirituality, we have been taught this. But hello, this is just not the spirituality. It is one aspect of spirituality. Where is the other aspect? Are you inculcating or implementing that spirituality in your life or not? I don't think so. Because we don't understand that. We just read few lines. We probably see the tip of the iceberg, and inside the iceberg, what is happening, we don't want to read between the lines at all. And that is why those wounds are more, you can say, they're more infected, because we are already in a toxic relationship, and then we decide that we have to be in that toxic relationship. Fine, if you can work it out, absolutely great, it's great. But if you can't, please do not continue it in the name of spirituality. Because maybe karma is telling you that, hey, you have to have your own self-esteem as well. And that is a lesson that you have to learn. So that understanding has to be there, because if you do not pay attention to that wound of yours, it will, it'll be bad. It will start festering. That wound will start festering. What will you do in a toxic relationship then? Because you are not catering to your wounds, you are making it worse. Then another kind of thing that, in another experience that I have had in my life is that, the people who have got core wounds, sometimes these people also feel very good in their misery. They feel happy. You know why happy? Because they're so lonely from inside. They are seeking for so much of attention from inside, because they feel that people should not abandon them. That is the reason why they want to be in that victim mentality. They want that people should actually be sympathetic towards them, because sympathy will bring attention of the people. And the ones who have got that feeling that no, people will leave me, that fear, what they will do is they will always be in that victim mentality. They will create an atmosphere in which they will say that, my health is really bad. I have a very bad health issue. Or they will be on the bed and they will tell all the family members to be together, so that the family members are paying more attention to them. Because this is what they need. They become attention seekers, because they want people around them, so that they are out of that fear that they are alone. They want to be with people. Maybe the children are playing there, they are on the bed, but they want to see the people over there. Because this gives them a feeling that, oh my God, I'm surrounded by people and nobody is going to leave me now. That is why some people fake it also. Because of their wound, because they are in so much of pain from inside, and they don't know how to let that pain go, because they don't know how to, take care of these core wounds. And that is the reason why I am giving you this information, because I was also in the same state where I didn't know how to deal with all these things, and I was going through a bad time, because I didn't know how to reveal them, how to embrace them, how to identify them. But today, if I have that means, if I know how to do that, then why not tell all of you? At least you will be able to start working on it. Now, how do we uncover our core wounds, which is one of the most important factors? How do we do that? So for me, there are three things that have worked in my life. I don't know whether it is going to work with you or not. I'm just going to, I'm sharing it with you. You can try it out, experience. We are spiritual scientists, as Patriji says, because he always says that experience, not just read books, experiment on yourself, experience it, and then you start, implementing that, and then you see that, how much it has affected you positively. So we can't just sit back. We can't just, okay, meditation, book reading, but then implementation and learning from from people, from your sangha, from your sajjan sangatya. But then implement, experiment. I have experimented so many things on myself. Trust me. And when I got connected with the angels, I experimented like anything on myself. And it is through the experimentation only and implementation only that today, at least, I can say that I have been able to take care of my few of the core wounds. And I'm still working on it. Let me remind you that. It's not yet over. One is gone, other one crops up. That one is gone, the third one crops up, because there is so much inside of us, because there's so much of karmic memory here. There's so much of karmic substance in us. There is so much of generational, you can say, guilt or shame in us. Those emotions are there in us. The anger is there in us. Now, the first one that has worked with me is, using my own feeling as an anchor. How do I do that? So what I do is I use any one negative emotion that I'm feeling in that particular moment as an anchor. Then I draw that particular negative emotion towards that particular incident which has actually created that feeling. Because that then helps me to examine my own feeling and identifying own feeling. I'll give you one simple example so that it becomes easier for you to understand what I'm saying. For example, at the present moment, I'm feeling very frustrated. So I'm frustrated. So I'm going to ask the question, why am I feeling frustrated? Because every core wound, whenever you do a self-talk, ask the question, why? After every question that is being answered, again ask the question and ask why. Because this is the word that is going to give you an answer, why. So what I used to do was, so I'm feeling frustrated at the present moment and I don't know why. So I'm going to ask, Sharoo, why are you feeling frustrated? Maybe because somebody said something to me. But why are you feeling frustrated if somebody said something to me? Because I think, Sharoo, it triggered a kind of a sadness in me. So, okay, then that means are you sad or are you depressed? Why are you feeling sad or depressed? Maybe because I feel that I'm a failure. I can't do anything right properly. I can't reach up to the expectations of the people. But why do you feel that? You have been doing the great job. No, I think maybe I am very unworthy. I'm unworthy. I don't think so. I deserve all these things. Now, what is happening over here is, because I'm asking the question, why, after every question that is being asked to me, so I get to know that frustration was a byproduct of the feeling of unworthiness that was my core wound. So I could identify this by asking this question, why? So what you can do is, you can also use this technique, because this technique can be applied to countless of feelings. And after a while, you will also find a pattern in your behavior, which will allow you to discover the main thread of your core wound, the way it did to me. I was able to discover that what is that main thread, because you will be going to that event, you will be going back to that childhood trauma or the history which actually triggered that feeling. And when you will start questioning yourself, why Sharoo? Why Sharoo? Why this? Then slowly and gradually, you'll be able to discover the main core wound of yours. The second one that has really, really helped me a lot is, the semantic mindfulness. Now, what is semantic mindfulness? It's a practice where throughout the day, if you are doing something, we have to stop that, we have to pause, we have to breathe, we have to meditate. And then we have to scan our body of all the tensions and illnesses that there are, because we know as meditators that body speaks to us. The only thing is that we need to listen to our body. and we have to be in an acceptance mode. That's all. So for example, I'll give you another example. Suppose there is a party going to happen and I feel nervous. I'm feeling very nervous and my hands are completely sweating. My heart is pounding. It's very difficult. Now, I don't know what to do at that time because I'm feeling anxious, nervous, my heart is pounding, my hands are sweating. I don't know why is it happening. So what I do is I just go out and ask myself that what just happened? Why are you doing this? I mean, why are you so nervous about? What is the basic reason? Why are you nervous about? So now I'm going to ask, a reply to myself that, Sharoo, I think I'm not properly dressed. I'm not dressed according to the party norms. But why do you care? Because, Sharoo, if I don't do that, people are not going to accept me. I'm not going to fit into the society. Maybe people will start judging me. So now here, the question is that Sharoo is scared. Sharoo is scared of people judging her. Sharoo is scared because she feels that she is not good enough. So whatever she is going to wear, people are going to judge her. People are going to, probably pass on some comments, which she's not going to like. Now, the question is, what is the core wound? The question is, the core wound is probably because, I feel unworthy. I feel that there is feeling that I hate myself. I hate myself because people are going to judge me. And that's why I don't want to go to the party. So this is how you start working through the somatic mindfulness. When you start seeing that, oh my God, my hands are sweating, because body always gives you, probably a response to whatever you are thinking, whatever you are doing. Body always makes you always remember that, hey, there is some problem. Please look into it. So somatic mindfulness is one of the major techniques that I've used in my life. Then the third, which is, I will not say that this is the least important, but it is the most important, I think, where you start journaling down, where you start doing it by, doing certain illustrations. You can use certain words or images to describe everything that you're feeling. You just have to journal it down. So you have to start asking the questions and start asking the questions the right way to yourself, and your own self, your higher self is going to give you the answer. The only thing is that you need to listen. So you have to remember that simply, uncovering your core wound is not the end of the journey. But when you start replacing your core wounds with the practice of self-love, with the practice of self-compassion, with the practice of compassionate listening, that is the time when your core wounds, they start getting healed, and it will transform not only you, but your life externally and internally both. So thank you, friends, for being a very patient listener. I hope this session today, which was actually the continuation of my past session on core wounds, which I think did not, I don't know whether it has a recording or not. I had taken it in the past. So I just thought of taking it today again, because it is the most important thing that we in spirituality, we people have to take care of. So I hope this session was of some use to all of you, because this is what I believe, what I have experienced in my life, and what I have learned from my life. I have given all to you. I've shared everything to you. So I'm thankful to you for giving your patient listening to me and patient ear to me. So thank you so much. And if somebody wants to say something, because definitely everybody wants to say something here. I don't know whether today is the right time or not, but definitely everybody wants to say something today. So I would request people to come here and share their own experience. So yes, Archana.
Hey Sharoo. Hi everyone. Good
Hi.
evening. Hi.
Hi, Archana. Yes.
Yeah, hi. First of all, loads of hugs and kisses to you. I don't know. I felt that, something in your
Thank
voice.
you.
Something in your voice. I mean, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा था कि yes, you need a lots and lots of it. Uh, you were just giving the example that for example, I'm frustrated, but I could feel that frustration in your voice. So, I mean, lovely, lovely, lovely topic, Sharu. And I am not sure how I missed the first one, the earlier recording, or I don't know. But it was a lovely topic, and you are so true. We feel that, the things we are mending things and all that, but no, 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 no. It just, as you said, one gets settled, and the other one crops up. So it's happening on everyday basis. But yes, as you said, we are all in working progress, and that's so true. And somehow, as usual, as always, I always feel connected to each and every word of you, and I feel that, as I've already shared with you that earlier also, Kina. I don't know why I feel like हमारी story almost एक जैसे लगती है कभी कभी. And I'm sure other ladies or other friends on the platform would agree with the same. Yes, we all are sailing on the same boat. Sometimes we feel that thoda idhar, thoda udhar. So yes, and I hope to get to listen to your first recording as well. And there was only one question which you were talking about semantic something, the second point. So what was that word exactly?
Semantic mindfulness. To
Oh,
be mindful of your body.
Acha, semantic mindfulness. Okay, 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 okay.
Yes. It is to be mindful of your body. What your body is
Uh-huh.
saying is called semantic mindfulness. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Today, each and every, I mean, it's always such a great session of yours, but aaj pata nahi kyun, it was like really different. I don't know why. It was like
Okay.
as if it's directly going into my mind and heart, and I'm sure everyone will agree with the same, but it seemed a little bit different today. But yes, loads of hugs and kisses to you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Shukriya. Thank you so much, Archana. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you for the love. Yes, Anu.
Hello, Sharuji. Oh my God. First of all, thank you for really bringing out such essential topics because, in spirituality, most of the times, uh, I mean, there are such high funda concepts that we are multidimensional being, we are the creator of our life, we are this, we are surrounded by angels, and ऐसा लगता है कि सब हो जाएगा. It's like a magic thing, but it's not, and today when you're talking about the core beliefs, I could resonate. Yes, I have the same abandonment issue, I have the same trust issue, and instead of feeling self-love, the first thing I try to, like, as you said, in spirituality, I say, no, maybe I must have done the same thing in my past, so let me suffer it. I don't know, which is really stupid, right? I mean, we should be empowered to use our tools to love ourselves, but it doesn't happen. Self-love is the most difficult thing. At least for me, I struggle. वो जो बोलते हैं ना, mirror में खड़े रह के हमने बेवकूफ है क्या? How do we do it? I look at myself, I said, okay, Lele, I love you, Anu, but I can't do it. It is so difficult to compliment myself. I can compliment the entire world. I can give gyan. I can bato spirituality in doses. But to
Mm.
my own self, I'm the harshest. And these core beliefs that you talked about, that it's not just important to know about them, but also to work on them, right? I really never thought it was essential to also, I thought it's impossible. How will we, because it's so deep rooted, it will just creep in. When you think, oh, I'm so perfect, I'm so this, the next minute I see such ugliness staring at me from my own self, that it's, I don't know, it's alarming at times. So yes, the combination of spirituality, being a woman, being in India, so many things, and then plus these core social conditioning and so many things that you spoke about. I'm really, really grateful that you spoke. Hopefully,
Thank you.
the tips that you gave,
Thank you.
we'll be able to put it to some use. Hopefully, you must do us a course also on self-love. Maybe one of the things you should do. I think you're so good.
Our self-love guru is
You must please.
Anu. Our self-love guru is here only. She's Madhu Garu. She's there, and she's the self-love guru. So she's
Is
the one
it
who's going to
okay?
take the.
Okay.
She's the one. She's an expert in self-love. So definitely, whatever you have said, she's hearing that as well, and she's going to definitely come up with the self-love course as well.
Definitely.
So she's going to do that. And yes, I would also tweak in
Ma'am, I just
something.
wanted to ask you. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Please go
that's
ahead.
okay. No, that's okay. Yes.
I was saying, like, when you spoke about the core beliefs and you say you work on it and still the new one comes, right? But when you work on them, do they permanently go away? Have they gone this, like, the sense of abandonment or whatever, trust issues or betrayal issues? Because I'm from many lifetimes, or maybe from present one. So how's it? Is it like a slow paced work? What you imagine coming from someone like you who is assisted and guided and is so intuitive, and you're a third eye master. If someone like you is saying it, तो हम लोग जो अभी nursery में हैं, what suggestion would you give us today? Like, how do we proceed with this?
No, I don't think so. कोई भी अभी नर्सरी में या फर्स्ट में नहीं, हम सभी लोग एक ही इक्वल क्वालिटी में हैं. We are at the same place. The problem, see, main issue. What issue is that there are some who know how to take care of certain issues in their lives, and then some are there who are still learning. This is the only difference. So I was also at the same stage. Yeah, because I didn't know anything, and I was groping in the dark, and I didn't know anything how to do and what to do. But then it's a very slow paced thing, because you have to be very patient with yourself. Sometimes you'll be very angry with your own self, that what are you doing? Sometimes, as you said, that you see yourself in the mirror and you can't say I love you to your own self.
Yeah.
But mirror work is not for everybody. Because what happens is, we feel that all the techniques are for everybody. It is not that. That's why I say that you need to experiment with the technique. Everything that is being said by the masters, or everything that is being given to you, does not mean that you have to implement everything. You have to experiment first.
Okay.
And see what is it that you connect with. And once you have connected with it, then you start implementing that in your life. But you have to first experiment what is the best one that can work for you. So this is how you have to go about. This is the step-by-step process, and it's really going to take years together.
Okay. I understood what you're trying to say. Okay, ma'am. Yeah. Like, even when I see the repeating patterns, like, I'm like, I just learned this and I'm still eating it, right? So the patience, even sometimes I don't even have the patience to see it unfold, because I already know it's going to be the same thing. I'm just still attracting the same experiences and the same patterns, as you see. But yeah, maybe I need to experiment more, and then try to solve it. Thank you so much. I appreciate.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you. Because every step, you have to be very mindful of your steps, your actions, your words. You have to be very mindful of how you're walking, how you're talking. It's just mindfulness, that's all. And mindfulness does not take anything from you. If you're mindful of your activities, your thoughts, and your action, everything is going to be sorted. Trust me on that. The only thing is that is the only difficult thing, when you have to bring back yourself from that particular thought that is already chattering in your mind, and you have to bring that mind back to your home, to your body, and you say, no, mind and body, they have to be in sync with each other. And that is a conscious effort that you have to make. And when your thoughts start getting aligned in a proper way, then
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you, Anu. Thank you so much. Thank you. So anybody else? Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Indra ji, Pavni ji. Thank you, Jyotsna. Thank you, Thank you, Sarojini ji. Thank you, Vindhya ji. Thank you so very much. Thank you for your beautiful, beautiful, encouraging words. Thank you so, so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank yous, and thank yous. So, thank you, Indra ji. Thank you, Kamini ji. So, yes, Madhu Garu, yes. No, Ram Garu, okay. Ram Garu, okay, Madhu Ram Garu. Okay, yes.
Yeah, we just want to check how quickly people can guess who is coming on the screen.
Because I started your ending.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a very, very detailed session, Sharuji. You know, this is again falls back that all our learnings from whatever we experience is for everyone else. So that was something that keep on coming to me whenever you were sharing what all you have underwent, and yes, we are all in the process of making ourselves better and better version of ourselves. So very detailed, very detailed. Thank you for all the energy, all the passion you put as you keep sharing your experiences and wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really, I always look forward to your inputs, because there's always a scope of improvement in me also. So if there is anything anybody wants to say, about the sessions, especially the masters who are here, so it really, I appreciate that if somebody is telling me, the Sharoo, okay, you need to improve on that. I'm open for all the kind of improvements. So Ram Garu, Madhu Garu, your suggestions, your opinions, and anything is being taken in a positive way always. You're always been encouraging towards each one of us. So that's the best part in all.
It was a perfect session. Perfect session.
Very perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Anita ji. Thank you so much. I'm glad that all of you liked this session, and my you can say that my hard work has been rewarded, and because there's so much of love that is oozing out in the chat section. So thank you so very much. So anybody who wants to share any experience, or you had an opportunity to discover your core wound, if there is any such thing, then please come up and share your experience. Maybe I will also learn something from you. It's we always learn from each other. Is there anything that you want to talk about? So please come up. Please do not hesitate. This is absolutely our platform, your platform. Our family is there, so don't hesitate at all. Okay, so all of you are processing the information right now, but there's so much that is going on right now in the mind. Okay, I get that. Okay. No problems, no issues. If I have made you think about your life, I think it's the greatest of the moments that I have achieved today. That's the reward. That if I have been, or my words, not even my words, the angelic words have been able to stir you a little and to shake you a little, because probably the words might have broken you also, or shaken you also. But these are not my words, these are their words. This is what I believe. So if it is that, then I think the transformation has already begun in you. So thank you. So is the surprise today, or the next week? Or what is it like?
It is
there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then I'm happy. More happy. Okay.
So friends who are on YouTube, we will be stopping the sharing. So jump onto Zoom live so that you can see this gift that is coming up. Yeah. So I'll be